Hey everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favourite mango from outer space. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The word essential means something is absolutely necessary or extremely important, and in Magic the Gathering, in the Commander format, removal is most definitely an essential part of the game. But in a world of thousands and thousands of cards, finding the right spell to use can be hard. So I'm here today to try and streamline the process for you. I'm going to be sharing with you 20 of some essential removal spells for the Commander format which can be purchased on a budget. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Number 1. Generous Gift. An instant spell that costs 1 white and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following: destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a free green elephant creature token. This is an absolute beast of a removal spell. Being able to destroy any target permanent is incredibly versatile. You can even blow up a land with this card. It's also at instant speed, which makes it even more beneficial for us. The fact the opponent gets to create a free elephant token is not a problem for us, to be honest. For example, would you care if your opponent got a free elephant after you destroy their Vorinclex? I think not. You can buy this card for around $1.40. Number 2. Soars the Plowshares. An instant spell that costs 1 white mana and says the following: exile target creature, its controller gains life equal to its power. What a beast of a card. This only costs us 1 mana at instant speed, and we get to exile a target creature. Exiling is always amazing, as the card pretty much disappears from the game. It's probably not going to be coming back at all. It won't go to their graveyard, so there's pretty much zero chance of an opponent fetching that creature back into the game. Okay, the opponent will gain life, but hey, it's a fine trade in my opinion, especially if you're getting rid of something really powerful. You can buy this card for around $1.20. Number 3. Darksteel Mutation. An enchantment or a spell that costs 1 white mana and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: enchant creature. Enchanted creature is an insect artifact creature with base power and toughness 0/1 and has indestructible, and it loses all other abilities, card types and creature types. Darksteel Mutation is incredibly powerful. For just 2 mana, you can completely turn a creature into a useless 0/1 indestructible insect. Being indestructible means it's going to be very hard for your opponent to find a way to remove it, meaning you can pretty much make their commander useless for the whole duration of the game. You can buy this card for around $1. Number 4. Fumigate. A white sorcery spell that costs 2 white and 3 generic mana. It says the following: destroy all creatures. You gain 1 life for each creature destroyed this way. This is a beautiful creature board wipe. It's going to wipe them all away and even gift you 1 life for each creature killed. It only costs us 5 total mana to cast, which isn't too difficult to achieve. If you're looking for a budget board wipe, this is the one for you. You can pick this card up for around 50 cents. Number 5. Radiant Purge. An instant spell that costs 1 generic and 1 white mana to cast. It says the following: exile target multicolored creature or multicolored enchantment. This is a badass spell with very cool art to boot. Commander is full of multicolored creatures, often opponents' commanders are multicolored, so this spell can hit a lot of targets throughout the game. We even get to target enchantments. Very cool. You can buy this card for around 35 cents. Number 6. Feed the Swarm. A sorcery spell that costs 1 black and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that opponent's converted mana cost. In black, enchantment removal is very hard to find. Feed the Swarm does an excellent job at it, and this type of removal is very difficult to get. We even get to choose a creature if we wish. We have 40 life in Commander, so losing life after casting this spell isn't that bad. Think of life as a resource, and casting this spell won't hurt so much. You can buy this card for around 60 cents. Number 7. Doomblade. An instant spell that costs 1 black mana and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: destroy target non-black creature. Doomblade is one of the very first removal spells I ever played and loved. Doomblade is an old school removal spell that does a very good job at getting rid of a creature. The only downside being the target has to be a non-black creature, but hey, Magic has 4 other colours in the format, so statistically you have an 80% chance of being able to cast this spell efficiently each game. And you can buy this card for around 35 cents. Number 8. Innocent Blood. A sorcery spell that costs 1 black mana to cast and says the following. Each player sacrifices a creature. You gotta love this card. Short and simple and very, very sweet. For 1 mana, you can get every opponent sacrifice a creature. Okay, this spell includes us as well, but we're often casting this when we either have no creatures on the board or small tokens we can sacrifice without worry. A brilliant spell indeed. You can buy this card for around 35 cents. Number 9. Imprisoned in the Moon. An enchantment spell that costs 1 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Enchant creature, land or planeswalker. Enchanted permanent is a colourless land with tap, add colourless, and lose all other card types and abilities. First off, be careful. This card can generate a lot of salt. It's a very powerful spell. You can pretty much wipe out someone's commander for the rest of the game if they can't answer back to this. Being able to turn a creature, land or planeswalker into a little mana rock is absurdly powerful, and it only costs us around, well, it costs us a total of 3 mana to cast. But with great power comes great responsibility. As I said before, this card generates a heck of a lot of hate. You can buy this card for around 99 cents. Number 10. Curse of the Swine. A sorcery spell that costs 2 black and X generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green ball creature token. The more mana you have, the better this spell becomes. You can wipe out all of your opponent's creatures if you have enough mana to spare, gifting them with funny 2/2 balls, yay! Spells like these, especially good in games that tend to take longer, as the card scales very well throughout the game, the more mana you generate. You can buy this card for around 80 cents. Number 11. Snap. An instant spell that costs 1 blue and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Untap up to 2 lands. With a snap of a finger, you can bounce the creature back to someone's hand. Well, you also have to pay 2 mana, of course. Snap is great for stalling a threat or helping reactivate one of your entrance effects. We also get to untap 2 lands, which is pretty darn sweet. It makes the spell pretty much free to cast as you get back what you paid. You can buy this card for around $1.20. Number 12. Ravenform. A sorcery spell that costs 1 blue and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. Foretell for 1 blue. During your turn, you may pay 2 generic mana and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost. Ravenform is a fantastic removal spell. First off, we actually get to exile the target artifact or creature, not destroy, and exile is always way more powerful. We also have the foretell option, which means we can cast this spell for a cheaper cost. We just have to wait a little longer to set it up. The art on this card is beautiful as well. I'm getting Excalibur vibes from it. You can buy this card for around 50 cents. Number 13. Resculpt. An instant spell that costs 1 blue and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. Personally, I feel like Resculpt is a must-play card in any blue deck. Its power is absurd and only costs a total of 2 mana to cast. The fact that we get to target an artifact as well as a creature is just wonderful. You see this card pop up quite often in cEDH format because it really can put in a lot of work, as it can help remove some massive artifact staples as well as creatures. You can buy this card for around 40 cents. Number 14. Chaos Warp. An instant spell that costs 1 red and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals a top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. You got to love this card. Any card that offers some sort of gamble in Commander games are always fun. People get excited to see what will be flipped over from the Chaos Warp, but often it's just trash, which makes Chaos Warp for the caster a very resilient and versatile removal spell. You can buy this card for around $1.50. Number 15. Abrade, an instant spell that costs 1 red and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: choose one. Abrade deals 3 damage to target creature, or destroy target artifact. Doesn't really get much better than this for red removal. We get 2 very solid options at instant speed for just 2 total mana. With low toughness creatures, especially the partner commanders such as Thrasios, running rampant in the commander format, the 3 damage that Abrade can deal is very relevant. Furthermore, we also can target an artifact instead if we want to, and we all know how popular artifacts are in the commander format. Soul Rings, Mana Crypts, do I need to say more? A very excellent card, and you can buy this card for around 35 cents. Number 16, Chain Reaction. A sorcery spell that costs 2 red and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following: Chain Reaction deals X damage to each creature, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. If you need a budget board wipe for red, then this baby will be perfect for you. If your opponents have flooded the board with a ridiculous amount of creatures, this thing will burn them all away, leaving the table looking nice and fresh again. And it only costs around 4 mana to cast as well. Well, it does cost 4 mana, I don't know why I said around. It only costs 4 mana to cast. The more creatures on the board, the harder this card hits. And you can buy this card for around 50 cents. Number 17, By Force. A sorcery spell that costs 1 red mana and X to cast. It says the following: destroy X target artifacts. This card is wonderful. Destroying our opponent's artifacts is superb and a very powerful effect indeed. The cool thing is, this really doesn't cost too much either. We only have to pay 1 red and then X for however many targets we want to hit. We can use it early or late game, and the card will always feel relevant. I love it. With Vanderblast being over $4 right now, this card is a fantastic budget pickup. Pick one up, honestly, very, very good card. And you can buy this card for around $1. Number 18, Beast Within. An instant spell that costs 1 green and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following: destroy target opponent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green beast creature token. A super solid card, often thought as the best green removal spell in the format. Beast Within is hyper powerful. Being able to remove any opponent at instant speed is nothing but excellent. Yes, the owner of the permanent creates a 3/3 beast token, but that's not really a problem for us. You can buy this card for around $1.60. Number 19, Ram Through. An instant spell that costs 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. This spell just screams green. It's so aggressive. You'll be using this on one of your huge green stompy creatures with trample to wipe out something puny and annoying on your opponent's side of the table. The trample is the dessert, as we get to deal excess damage to that creature's controller. An excellent card. You can buy this card for around 35 cents. Number 20, the last card on the list, Kenrith's Transformation. An enchantment or a spell that costs 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: enchant creature. When Kenrith's Transformation enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk creature with base, power and toughness 3/3. It loses all other card types and creature types. This is an excellent enchantment spell that can turn an amazing creature it targets into a puny 3/3 elk, and they lose all card types and creature types. Super duper good. Can't really go wrong running this in green, and it only costs us a total of 2 mana to cast. You can buy this card for around $1.60. Okie dokie everyone, that is the end of my list. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you kindly drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm getting close to 500 subscribers, and breaking that milestone would be awesome. I would love to know if you have any essential removal spell recommendations. If you do, please share them in the comment section below. I love reading your comments, and I always try to answer to as many of them as I can. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.